Have you ever been stuck behind a driver that was either driving remarkably slow or incredibly reckless and come to find out that they are elderly? Well, I know I have, and no matter how much patience you have, you still tend to get some road rage deep inside. According to the National Safety Council, in 2009, there were 20 million licensed drivers over the age of 75. Close to half of those licensed drivers have committed an accident or two. These elderly people are our loved ones. They are grandparents, parents, but most important, a human life. So shouldn't we be concerned for their lives and ours? Today I will be discussing the many reasons why I think that the elderly people should have to get their license retaken. The first thing I want to talk about is the changes in our bodies and how it affects our motor skills. When you get older, your muscles may start to weaken and your joints may start to stiffen, which makes it really hard to do simple things like turning your head to make sure there's no oncoming traffic, coming to a complete stop really quick, being aware of what's around you. It becomes very difficult for the elderly people. Another important change is our vision. Being able to see clearly is vital when you are driving. Some common vision problems are cataracts, macular degeneration, and glaucoma. The next factor I want to discuss is the changes in the way that you think. Your reflexes become slower. As you get older, things start to shut down, slow down, and paying attention to the road becomes hazardous. Sometimes people with dementia or Alzheimer's may not even know where they're going or how to get to and from someplace. Also, being a driver on the roads, you have to constantly keep up with new updates. Motorcycle safety is a big thing now. I'm sure a lot of elderly people really aren't concerned or worried about it, but they should be. According to Medicine Net, there are two forms of mental problems: depression and dementia. Depression can be treated with medicine, but dementia usually just progresses and gets worse to where he or she does not feel like the need to give up the keys to the car. Other health problems that contribute to driving recklessly is having arthritis, sleeping problems and/or fainting, and diabetes. Some medicine that they put you on when you do have diabetes causes dizziness, which, say you get a dizzy spell and you're on the road and you pass out or something, you're putting your life in danger and other people's lives in danger. All of these health problems have side effects which make it harder to handle a car safety. So now that you have heard many reasons that contribute to the elderly driving reckless, I'd like to tell you what can be done for them. As we all know, driving is a privilege, and not many people like their privileges being taken away from them. So I thought of a way to make it fair for everyone. At a certain age, drivers should have to retake their license if they A, have gotten into an accident that was their fault, B, have certain health conditions that can cause them to drive recklessly, and C, are on certain medications that can alter their perceptions. If you think about it, if you do have a health problem, doctors usually give you medicine, and with medicine, there's always side effects. So some can be affected and some cannot. It's just what you have. The test would be identical to whenever you first got your driver's test, and it would also be retakeable, but you would have to go through your PCP, which is your primary care physician, to say that you are able to retake that test. Keep in mind that this isn't an attempt to discriminate against the elderly, but rather to protect all drivers. A study conducted by the University of Colorado School of Medicine in May 2011 showed that 71% out of 172 elderly people supported a mandatory age-based driving test. They also said that they would gladly give up the keys if a doctor or a loved one told them that they were not able to drive anymore. There currently is a similar system in place, but it can only be enacted by a police officer. Law enforcement is allowed to issue a SDPE, which is a supplement driving performance evaluation, if they suspect that the driver is hazardous. What this is a cop may be sitting somewhere and seeing this elderly person maybe swerving a little bit, sort of like a drunk driver, but not so much. So they can pull that person over, issue them this SDPE, which makes them have to go back and get their driver's license retested. I know that my grandparents, my pap is 88 years old and my grandma is 79, I believe. They are both still driving. I love them to death, but my safety, their safety, I don't think neither one of them should be driving. Like I told you about the people that are driving slow, my grandma is the slow one and my pap's the reckless one. So just for their safety, but I would tell my pap, but he's stubborn. So I do think that this needs to be made aware of, though, because this is a serious issue. In closing, I have talked about many issues that alter the elderly to drive safely and want to make it more aware to the public. Thank you.